Elizabeth Murphy, better known as Lizzie McFly, has been dealing with MS since she was a child. Instead of letting the disease bring her down, she decided to fight back by taking to the sky.
Well, I was diagnosed in 2005 after I had a really big flare-up, but I actually had symptoms since I was 8 years old, and I wasn't taken seriously by doctors, so it was not until 2005 that I was actually diagnosed via an MRI, a spinal tap, and other tests. And actually, it was a huge relief, because I finally knew after all these years I wasn't lazy, it wasn't all in my head. So it was the start of my new life. It was the worst news of my life, but yeah, it was really good news in a way. After I was diagnosed, I was medically released from the Army, and then I had this big void because I loved the Army so much, and I never actually considered flying before. I always got a rush when I drove by the airport, but just one day I said, hey, I'm going to take flying lessons. Next day I called up and started my lessons, and a year later I bought my first plane. This is my second plane, and it's the best hobby in the world. It keeps me going. Freedom, especially owning your own plane. You can, you know, on Sunday morning, my boyfriend and I will fly out to Waterloo or Brantford just for breakfast, fly back home. Or when I just want to fly by myself, I go up, I do aerobatics, because this is a fully aerobatic airplane. So it's just the freedom, it's just incredible.
Lizzie raised over $7,000 last year for the annual MS Walk. However, she raises her funds in a very unique way.
For one thing, the flying keeps me positive, keeps me focusing on something positive, so that really helps with my symptoms, because when you're feeling yucky, you know, at least I have this to look forward to on my good days so I can go for a flight. And also what I do is for the Walk for MS every year in Niagara, I fly my plane, because, you know, why walk? So I fly my plane over all 3 walk routes in Niagara while the walk is going on, over St. Catharines, Niagara Falls, and Welland. And I'm kind of like the little mascot for Niagara, and I also use this to raise money for MS. I offer flights for people who pledge me, and I have draws and everything, so it has helped in that way too.
Lizzie is an inspiration to others with MS, as well as the MS Society.
Well, it's remarkable how she has taken a diagnosis with MS and put a positive spin on it. That many people, because MS is so unpredictable, have to live with the daily changes, as she mentioned, that happens at the end of her blog. So to see someone so proactive in accepting the diagnosis and moving on is remarkable. And we fully support Elizabeth every year for this flying over the walks. I am at the Welland Walk, so we often are set up along the canal to watch her go by. So considering the, you know, fact that she's been so positive is an inspiration to all of us and anyone living with MS.
I have my own website. It's www.lizziemcfly.com, and I have a blog I do every few days there, and it's just totally goofy and fun, lots of pictures. And then at the end of each blog I also put my symptoms for the day so people can see how day to day how much MS affects you and how it's different from one day to the next.
Lizzie will join Marcel Dion for a fundraising event on April 13th. For more information, visit LizzieMcFly.com. In Niagara-on-the-Lake for The Source, I'm William Kelly.